Holy moly, guys. Rivian just dropped a bombshell, which we're going to break down in this video. They just unveiled their brand new R2 midsize sedan, which is going to MSRP at about $45,000, I believe. And they announced two surprise vehicles, the R3 and the R3 X. You heard that right, guys. So we have a lot to go over in this video, the news here, and of course, we're going to break down the stock chart. So hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and you might as well follow me on X and on TikTok. Those are linked down below, guys. And with that being said, cheers. Yeah, I got this liquid death here today. Haven't tried this before, not sponsored, obviously, but figured why not? Let me try it, and it's pretty interesting to say the least, guys. But cheers, and let's dive right into the video. So, well, first of all, I got to get my face a bit smaller here. There we go. So Rivian, you all can see right now, is completely taking off. It's up around 10%, up over $1 on the day. It's at what, $12.13, and it's up over was up to over $12.70 earlier in the day. You guys can see, I think this is when they announced the stock really went crazy, because I was watching the event today. I was watching the unveiling live, and of course the surprise two cars they announced, right? After that, the stock went ballistic all the way to $12.75 after being at $10.75 yesterday. So off of yesterday's low, we were up almost 20%. And full disclosure, guys, I initiated a position today, a very small starter position, nibbling a little bit. It was before the event. So I bought a little bit. I believe it was at $11.25. $11.25. That's where I started my position. And I mean, I didn't think it was going to shoot up like this, but it looks like I'm already up almost $1 per share on that position, as again, we're up over 10% on the day, and at one point we were up a lot more than that. And it looks like, who knows, man, Rivian could be heading even higher from here. And overall, you know how beaten down this stock is, which we'll cover more later in the video, but this thing is very beaten down. The market cap's around $11 to $12 billion. So for me, and mind you, they just did about $4 to $5 billion of sales last year. So the valuation's looking pretty attractive. I feel like if they nail the R2 out of the park, and of course, a lot has to happen. The Georgia plant, this, that, the third, there's a lot of, it's very capital intensive, right? They might have to raise money, who knows? But if everything falls into place here, I think this could be a, successful investment in the long term for me. But overall, it's going to take time. It's one of those that's more speculative for sure. And it's not like I just woke up and bought Rivian today out of nowhere, right? This is a company that I've been tracking for about a year and a half, 2 years now. And in the past couple of months, I've been telling myself, now that it's creeping into the teens, I'm going to consider buying some. And now that it just dropped all the way, literally past the teens, under the teens, shall I say, I finally pulled the trigger on it, and I'm starting out my position here as a long-term hold. And it's not like it's going to be my biggest position or anything like that, guys, obviously, but it's going to be one that I'm looking at as a growth play moving forward, a little bit more speculative right now until they, of course, get closer to profitability, which forget about that for now, guys. But yeah, that's a quick breakdown here on the charts. Let me show you all the R2 that they just unveiled. We might as well just dive into that right now. So this is an article that we'll go over in a second, but first let me show you guys this right here. So of course they have the R1T and the R1S, which those are more expensive vehicles, no doubt. And now that demand for electric vehicles is slowly coming down in the short term, not for the long term in my opinion, but in the short term, demand's decompressing a little bit. Now that that's happening, right, we're noticing price cuts. There's price wars with Tesla, all these other companies, and Rivian is, well, now looking to make a cheaper vehicle, which is exactly what they're doing with the R2. Let me show you this right here, guys, which it's a pretty nice looking vehicle. And I'm not going to lie, at first, I did not like the headlights on Rivian. And why is this not loading? What the heck's going on, guys? Come on, maybe I gotta refresh it. But at first, I didn't like the headlights on these cars about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but they've grown on me now to the point where I actually like them now. It's funny how that works, right? Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. But yeah, for some reason, this is not working. Give me a second here, guys. Maybe I'll pull up Chrome. Freaking Safari sucks. Hold on a second. Alrighty, guys. So here we are on Chrome. Hopefully it works here on Chrome. Come on. Don't do me wrong, Chrome. Why is this website not working, man? I don't even know what the heck's going on here, guys. But it's not working on here, at least the R2 slot. But, okay, for some reason it's not working, but they're starting at $45,000, and the vehicles are coming, I believe, in the first half of 2026. So that's really, really good, guys. $45,000 starting price. So if we click on reserve, let's do that and see what happens here. How much do we have to put down to reserve it? So here, if we click reserve, you guys can see what the car looks like, the vehicle looks like. It looks pretty slick there, if you ask me. And again, at first, I did not like the lights at all, but they've grown on me, and I actually really like them now. We can see $100. Okay, so $100 for an R2 reservation. You can pay here with Google Pay. So it looks like you put your contact info, email, your phone number, then your payment, your address, then boom, you confirm reservation. So it looks like here a reservation. Actually, let me move this so you guys can see this with me here. So it looks like a reservation is your first step towards obviously purchasing on R2. You'll finalize your order when it's time for production. So it's not like you're handcuffed to the R2. If you put money down, of course, you can back out and probably even get a refund. Not sure about that, if that's guaranteed, obviously. Might have to double check that. But yeah, if you want to put down a reservation, $100 due today. And it's interesting, or I'm interested to see how many reservations they're going to get, if we're going to see a lot of hype around this vehicle. Obviously, that is what Rivian is going for, and I do believe this will be a pretty solid, more mass market vehicle, although it is more difficult to break into the SUV segment, if you will, although there's not much competition at all from the EV side of things in that segment, although, or rather other than Tesla, obviously with the Model Y, the Model X, but I think Rivian's really one of the top players, which is why I like the company. I've liked them for quite some time. And now I'm taking that speculative risk by buying the stock, as it is down like 95% from all-time highs. I mean, this thing is getting destroyed. So that's the R2. We also have, obviously, the R3 and the other version, which is the R3X. You guys can see if I click the gallery, this thing is pretty clean. I mean, pretty sick, if you ask me. If we look through all these pictures, I'm not sure when they're expecting to start producing this and getting it out there, but this is obviously just a surprise unveiling. It's probably more down the road than the R2, but man, this thing looks pretty clean. I really like the interior here on Rivian. I mean, look at that, man. That is freaking sick. And that's one thing that I don't really love about Tesla. I think their interior, their interior is a bit too plain. It's too boring for me, to be honest. But yeah, Rivian, man, takes the cake. I mean, look at all these details. I think it's pretty awesome. So that's the R3. Pretty sweet there, guys. And the thing that Rivian really has to get good at, obviously, is producing these vehicles and making money on these vehicles, which right now, guys, they're actually losing about $40,000 per vehicle. At least that's what they lost last year. Let me actually zoom in a bit on this article here. Then we'll go back to the charts and wrap up the video. Make sure you guys stick on throughout here. This is valuable stuff. Hit the like button, by the way, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. So Rivian lost about $40,000 per vehicle last year based on its latest results. While this is an improvement over the previous year when it lost $154,000 per vehicle, analysts are questioning whether Rivian will need to raise more money to complete its Georgia plant and launch the R2, which, it's not going to be cheap to do those things. Georgia plant, launch R2. And again, the question is, are they going to need to, are they in need of more money to raise, right? JP Morgan analyst Ryan Brinkman said last month he expects Rivian to lose $7.6 billion in cash before generating positive cash flow in 2027. He added that another capital raise will likely be needed by 2026, which I don't doubt. There's no doubt that that probably needs to happen. I agree there. Rivian has about $9 billion in cash, just below its $11 billion market capitalization. It raised more than $3 billion through 2 bond issuances last year, sparking concerns among investors about its financial health, which makes sense. And I'm not sure if you guys remember, but Amazon, that company Amazon, yeah, they're the biggest investor in Rivian. They own 16% stake, and they ordered 100,000 Rivian electric delivery vans, and they expect to deploy those by 2030. So in my eyes, is there bankruptcy risk here? Obviously, there's always bankruptcy risk with any company out there, no doubt about it. But with Rivian, I doubt they go bankrupt, right? They're either going to get bought out by Amazon. I mean, do you realize Amazon has so much cash that if Rivian was really in a bad spot, very bad spot financially, where they were, on the verge of going under, Amazon's just going to bail them out, essentially, or they're going to get bought out, right? That's at least my opinion. So bankruptcy risk, sure, it's there for any company, but in my eyes with Rivian, it's a lower chance. But yeah, that's the big news there, guys. Big day for Rivian. And again, I bought a little bit earlier today, a starter position here at about $11.25, and I'm planning on buying even more, guys. Even if I have to average up on my position, it is what it is. It's it's something that I expect to potentially do here. So yeah, Rivian, I'm in, I'm buying it. Does that mean that you should buy it? No, please do your own research, guys. I'm not telling you to buy. You must understand I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm buying this because I understand the risks, but you might not for your risk profile, right? So please do your own research, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and you might as well get up to 15 stocks for a moo, each up to $2,000. Fund your account at least $100, you get 5 stocks, and fund it with at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks, totaling 15 stocks. And again, each of those could be valued up to $2,000. And with that being said, guys, cheers. I'll catch you all later.